Hello students, in the previous sessions of chapter number 3, that is inheritance and variation, we have studied the topics chromosomes and mechanism of inheritance, reasons of Mendel's success, different genetic terminology, monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross and test cross. In this session, we are going to study Mendel's three laws of inheritance. These are law of dominance, and second one is law of segregation, and third one is law of independent assortment. Now we will study Mendel's first law, that is law of dominance. The law states that when two homozygous individuals with one or more sets or pairs of contrasting characters are crossed, the alleles or characters that appear in F1 generation are dominant, and those which do not appear in F1 generation are called as recessive. In monohybrid and dihybrid crosses, the phenotypic characters are controlled by units called as factors. And now these factors are called as genes. You know that. We have already studied what is the meaning of gene. In a dissimilar pair of factors or genes, one member of the pair is dominant over the other factor or gene. Example, when a pure tall pea plant is crossed with a dwarf pea plant, hybrid tall plants with genotype, that is capital T and small t, are produced in F1 generation. Hence, tall character is called as dominant, and the dwarf character which is suppressed is called as recessive. Here in the chart we see a cross between homozygous tall pea plant with homozygous dwarf pea plant. You know that homozygous means having identical genes or alleles. Now here we see a cross between tall and dwarf pea plant. The phenotype means external appearance. Then the genotype of pure tall pea plant is capital T, and pure dwarf pea plant is small t. So when these two homozygous parents are crossed, they will produce during the crossing equal number of gametes. Here only once T is written as similar gametes are produced. Here only once small t is written as similar gametes are produced. So after crossing a tall pea plant with a dwarf pea plant, the plants produced in first filial generation, or it is called as F1 generation. So all the plants produced in F1 generation are tall, but they are called as heterozygous or hybrid, as they show presence of dissimilar genes or dissimilar alleles. Now here we see that capital T, or the gene for tallness, that is capital T, and gene for dwarfness, that is small t, is present. So all the plants produced in F1 generation are hybrid, but as we see, only tall character appears in the first filial generation or F1 generation. The tall character is called as dominant, while dwarf character does not appear, or it is one of the recessive character, and it does not appear in F1 generation. Hence it is called as recessive. So according to Mendel, law of dominance means when there is a cross between two pure parents differing in one or more pairs of contrasting character. The character which appears in the first generation is called as dominant, and the character which does not appear in F1 generation is called as a recessive character. Now we will study Mendel's second law of inheritance, that is law of segregation. The law states that when F1 hybrid forms gametes, the alleles segregate or separate from each other and enter in different gametes. The gametes formed are pure in that they carry only one allele each, either dominant or recessive. Hence, the law is also called as law of purity of gametes. This law is based on the fact that the alleles do not show any modification or mixing, and both the alleles are recovered in F2 generation, though one of these is not seen in F1 generation. And during the formation of gametes, these two alleles or factors separate or segregate from each other. A gamete may carry either dominant or recessive factor, but not both at the same time. Hence, it is also called as law of purity of gametes. We can understand the law of segregation or law of purity of gametes with the help of a cross between tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant. Here we see a pure tall pea plant with genotype, that is capital T is crossed with pure dwarf pea plant with genotype small t. Then after their crossing in F1 generation, we see that all hybrid plants are produced having the phenotype, that is tall. That means only tall character appear or is expressed in F1 generation, while dwarf character is not expressed. Hence, tall is dominant and dwarf character is recessive. So during the formation of gametes, now you know that the hybrid plants or the plants in F1 generation are allowed to carry self-pollination. So during the formation of gametes by the hybrid tall of F1 generation alleles, that is capital T and small t, separate from each other and enter in the formation of gametes. Here we see equal number of female gametes, that is capital T small t, then equal number of male gametes, that is capital T small t, are produced or formed. The gametes carry either or a single gamete carry either one of the allele, that is capital T, or it is called as dominant allele, or small t, it is called as recessive allele, or it is also called as factor. So the each gamete, it may be male gamete or female gametes, they will carry only one allele. It may be dominant or it may be recessive. You know that allele is also called as factor. Here we see the gametes unite with each other and produce different combination. For example, here we see capital T combines with capital T to form a homozygous tall pea plant having genotype capital T capital T. Then this capital T combines with small t to form heterozygous tall pea plant with genotype capital T small t. Then here small t combines with capital T. As capital T is dominant, it is written first, and after it small t is written. So here we get hybrid tall pea plant. Then then small t combines with small t and produces a homozygous dwarf pea plant. So here we see the total, that is first, second and third. Total three tall pea plants are produced in the ratio, that is 3, and only once dwarf pea plant is produced in the ratio, that is 1. So external or externally the pea plants are 3 tall and 1 dwarf. It is called as phenotypic ratio. So this ratio we get in the F2 generation, that is 3 as to n, 3 as to 1. Here we see that gametes unite to form different combination and produce the plant, that is tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant, in the ratio that is 3 as to 1. Hence dwarf character, which was not expressed in F1 generation, it later on appears in F2 generation. The small t factor remained pure for the character dwarf. So we see here that in F1 generation, hybrid tall pea plants are produced having genotype capital T, small t. But in F1 generation, only tall character is expressed and dwarf character is not expressed. But the dominant character having the genotype capital T, it does not alter or it does not modify the dwarf character. Hence, it remains pure, but it is not expressed in F1 generation. That is, dwarf character is not expressed in F1 generation, but it is expressed in F2 generation. Hence, the law is called as law of purity of gametes, or it is also called as law of segregation. That is, the alleles remain together with each other, but neither the effect of each is changed. Hence, the law is called as law of segregation or law of purity of gametes. Now we will study Mendel's third law of inheritance, that is law of independent assortment. The law states that when hybrid possessing two or more pairs of contrasting factors form gametes, the factors in each pair segregate or separate independently of the other pair. According to Mendel, different genes which are present on separate chromosomes independently separate from each other, and after separation these alleles or genes randomly unite in the process of fertilization. In dihybrid cross, in F2 generation, phenotypic ratio, that is 9 as to 3 as to 3 as to 1, indicates that two pairs of characters behave independent of each other. So for this we have seen a dihybrid cross. You know that dihybrid is a cross between two pure parents differing in two pairs of contrasting character. We have seen the example of a dihybrid cross between a round yellow seeded plant and a wrinkled green seeded plant. Then after crossing in F1 generation, hybrid yellow or hybrid round yellow seeded plants were produced. They were all round yellow seeded, while wrinkled green seeds or seeded plant were not produced. So round yellow seeded plant is a dominant character, while wrinkled green seeded plants or seeds is a recessive character. Then these hybrid plants were allowed to self or selfing of these F1 hybrid was carried, and in F2 generation equal number of male gametes and female gametes were produced. These male gametes united with female gamete and produces total 16 combinations. We can see here in this checkerboard or Punnett square, total 16 different combinations were produced, and the ratio obtained or the phenotypic ratio obtained was, that is, 9 round yellow seeded plants, then 3 round green, then 3 wrinkled yellow, and in the ratio of 1 wrinkled green seeded plants were produced. So the ratio was 9:3:3:1. Now here we clearly see that round shape is not always associated with yellow color, but it or the genes or alleles for round shape combine with green color and form a new combination, that is round green seeded varieties were produced. Then we see that green color was associated with wrinkle shaped seed, but here we see a new combination, that is wrinkled yellow seeds were produced. So from this we come to know that each pair, or here we see that two pairs of characters behave independent of each other, that is each character, for example shape, shape shows two variants, that is round shape and wrinkle shape. Then color, color shows two variants, yellow color and green color, but each, that is shape as well as color, is totally independent character, and they produce new combination by producing new genetic makeup. Here we see that round and yellow seeds are produced, then round and green seeds are also produced, then wrinkled and yellow seeds are also produced. So according to Mendel, the law of independent assortment means the characters are independent of each other, or the genes are independent of each other, and they randomly unite during the process of fertilization and produce new combinations. So in this session we have studied Mendel's three different laws of inheritance. Remaining topics we will learn in our next session.